Y'all killing me with this.
He's basically like pushing the envelope with Phil. And Phil has like no idea what's happening. It's like he's trying to make Phil the butt of a joke, but that like Phil was like never supposed to be involved in the first place, right? And he does this by just asking him and saying like the most outlandish and crazy shit, which kind of like puts Phil in a bad spot because like they're both live, right?
Phil, I've been a fan since 2009.
I get a lot of backlash for even answering this call. In which case, I don't know this man.
I am I don't know if you know this, but I am pro-genocide by the fact of being.
Why you bring in whatever your shit? I feel like I try to go out of my way to not know what's happening with anyone else in this fucking space. And then my team brings me a story, and then I talk about it. I've been 2 shows away from quitting the internet for fucking 2 years. I don't want.
See what I'm saying here? Ethan's coming in here, and he's like taking digs at Phil for no goddamn reason. Like Phil even says, he's like, man, I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for even answering this call. And he's talking about his chat, which he was right. The second that Phil answered that phone, he put Ethan on speaker. The chat heard Ethan's fucking voice. They start lighting Phil the fuck up. Why are you talking to that Zionist? What are you doing even giving him airtime? What is wrong with you? They all started lacing into Phil. Me personally, I feel like Ethan probably knew that would happen. Ethan's like, once again, negging at this guy in whatever way that he possibly can. And the worst part about it is, like I said, they have no beef. They have not talked in a while. And here's the biggest kicker. The only reason Ethan's doing this is because their election live stream is starting to get stale. And the reason it's starting to get stale is because they don't want to talk about the fact that Trump is winning. Like, and once again, I'm not a huge Trump guy. You know, we're dressing the part for today. This is all a bit. But it's very funny that like they all of a sudden the person that they don't like is winning. They all fucking clam the fuck up. They don't know what to do. And this is Ethan's desperate attempt to try to, you know, bring some life back to the show. What he doesn't expect is for it to completely deaden the mood of the entire crew, which kind of further brings the show to a screeching halt. Watch this.
Yeah.
You guys want to argue about stuff?
What?
What are you going to bring up? What's the topic?
The war with the socialists?
No.
Huh? Bro.
No.
Why?
See what I'm talking about? You see the energy that's happening here? The second Ethan's like, you guys want to talk about something? The crew's like, what the fuck are you? You just got done trying to like take down Phil for no reason, bro. What are you talking about? They all start getting real fucking quiet. You know what I mean? They don't want like no part of this shit. And watch, they're finally about to express that to Ethan, right? And Ethan does not like it. Ethan immediately starts snapping back at Dan. He asks Dan a question. Dan answers it. Ethan snaps the fuck back at him. Watch this.
We did.
Look, you trying to tell me that this guy is not on like some form of amphetamines? Like I see people kind of like touching on this. I've been thinking about it myself. You know, like I started thinking about Ethan possibly taking like either some form of generic Adderall or like some form of generic methamphetamines for like a while now. Ever since I ended up covering that one incident that he had on Rodeo Drive with that Sneeko fan, where that Sneeko fan came up to his car and was kind of giving him shit about being a Zionist and Gila being in the IDF and all that stuff. Ethan looked unhinged, eyes wide, chewing on gum, clacking on gum. Like this guy was going like a mile a minute at that time. And since then, I kind of been like trying to pay attention to like his tics and how wide he goes with his eyes when he's kind of getting into topics on his show. And this whole Hassan Piker crash out, this thing's been going on for like a month straight now. And you got to think about it. These guys do like 3 episodes a week. So it's like a whole month. That's a lot of airtime dedicated to trying to take down Hassan and the CEO of Twitch, right? But he's so fixated on it. It almost seems like he might be on something. And now you got this guy. He's trying to bring the mood back, right? Everybody's still down. Remember that last time, Code, we still watched. Everyone's still down. He's trying to bring it back by getting Zach to play this nice little fiesta music and joking around like, I will vote for Donald Trump. But look at the way he's like clapping and dancing to this. Like this guy looks like he's in the middle of like a, what do you call that when you get like real methed up? He's like in a methed up psychosis or something like that. And he's just wigging the fuck out. Look at this guy. See what I'm saying? Is it me? Or is he wigging the fuck out? Like, this guy looks like he's on something.
What's going on, guys? What happened? Everybody's
Killed
so
the mood,
quiet.
bro, with your
We're
antics.
depressed.
How the fuck did I kill the mood?
Bruh.
What the fuck did I do?
You killed.
You hear that? You hear how Bro, he sounds insane right now. What the fuck did I do to kill the mood? What did I do? Bro, I mean, if that was me, if I was a producer on the show, I'd be like, you woke up this morning, motherfucker. That's what you did. Like, you want to talk about ruining the mood? You fucking came to work, God damn it.
What's going on, guys? What happened? Everybody's
Killed
so
the mood,
quiet.
bro, with your
We're
antics.
depressed.
How the fuck did I kill the mood?
Bruh.
Bro,
What the fuck did I do?
you killed the mood.
Why? How?
But with your calling Phil and bringing up all kinds of negative
That was
stuff.
fucking awesome.
It was fun.
Look at Ethan trying to defend himself. That call to Phil was awesome. He goes, what? That was awesome. I prank called Phil. That was awesome. What are you guys talking about? That was awesome. What was so awesome? I don't understand. I don't understand what could possibly be so awesome about that call to Philip. And then you see, watch, Dan's face. This had me dying. When Ethan yells back at Dan, you see Dan kind of do that like, when people go like, who the fuck are you? And Dan just is like one split second away from going off on him. And then you see him catch himself and he goes, bruh. Like, you know what I mean? That's all Dan could do live on air. He can't talk shit back. He's got a job. He's got like a wife now,
Come on, guys. What happened? Everybody's
Killed
so
the mood,
quiet.
bro, with
Watch-
your antics.
Watch Dan's
How the
face.
fuck did I kill the mood?
Bruh.
Bro,
What the fuck did
Look at that. Watch his face. I'm going to give you
bro, with your
We're
antics.
depressed.
How the fuck did I kill the mood?
Bruh.
Look at this guy. Dan's like, bro, I swear to God, I'm about to do some shit. Like, Dan's about to go pro-Palestine on this motherfucker right now, bro. Like, Dan's about to get real nice on Ethan. But he catches himself.
Bro,
What the fuck did I do?
you killed the mood.
Why? How?
But with your calling Phil and bringing up all kinds of negative
That was
stuff.
fucking awesome.
It was fine.
How did calling Phil ruin the mood?
You asked, I answered.
I just know.
How then?
It'll
You
be-
explain how.
It'll be clipped, and I know it'll be clipped.
Clipped in
Wait,
what
you
way?
guys
Oh,
are
I don't care
serious?
about that.
Clipped in what way?
And just sometimes ironic jokes in out of context.
What did I say that could even be taken out of context?
What?
I could tell you, he said he supports genocide. Like, he literally on the phone with Phil said, hey, Phil, did you know that I'm a huge supporter of genocide? Bam. As soon as you say that, you cut the front and the back off of that. You leave just that sentence. You could take that out of context. Olivia knows this. Olivia is trying to, like, protect this fucking guy. You know what I mean? She's like, I would like to see your brother around at least a couple more times. So can we please keep the show going? Can we not get completely taken off of YouTube with this bullshit that you're bringing us?
What can you do? We can't live
I
our
know,
life
I
based
know.
on how clips will be clipped.
I know.
I thought it was a fun call.
Yeah, what the fuck? What's happening? What is this world we're living in? What's happening right now?
They said they were
Donald Trump
gonna
is
go and
president.
hike.
You
I'm
asked,
so
dude.
upset.
You asked.
But
What
then
happened?
tell me
I'm
how.
so
I told,
upset already.
Tell me how.
I told you.
Tell me how. Because I don't understand how.
Well, I don't have a way to get through to you then.
I wasn't.
I got
I
nothing.
think other people.
I got
enjoyed the
nothing
call.
for you.
Come on, you can't call me out like that and not say why. That seems a little crazy.
Does it? I'll explain to you why Dan answered him in that way. Because Dan already explained it to him. Dan explained it to him before the call even took place. The second that Ethan said, hey, should I call up Phil? Dan was one of the first people to say, no, you shouldn't. Dan even went as far as to say, you can even rewind this episode a little bit back because I highlighted that point. Dan went as far as to even say, you'd be practically harassing him. So, like, let's not call him. Olivia tried telling you, no, text him first. Everybody tried to tell you that this was going to be a bad idea. So, if Dan couldn't explain it to you before you did it, how's he going to explain it to you now? You get what I'm saying? Like, I hope somebody else is, like, kind of picking up on this, you know what I mean? Because that's what happened here, okay? So now, we're about to watch Love. Love is usually always on Ethan's side, right? Now, remember, when that phone call was suggested, Love was the one who was like, I think you should do it, man. Like, if it's like, if the guy's on, like, do not disturb, then, like, that just means that you call him twice. You call him twice then, okay? Because the first call, it won't go through, but then the second call, it'll go through. And then that's when we got him. And the shit's gonna be busting, bro. That prank phone call is gonna be busting, bro. Like, that Love was very much on that prank phone call side. You know, he was pushing for it. Now, watch Love basically betray Ethan while they're all lacing into him over it.
I'll just sit here quietly.
Okay, well, this arguing with you is bringing up my mood a little bit.
Oh my God.
This
little
dude,
bit.
That's
Because I always
These are
love
not
arguing.
real.
this
Dan, you fuck!
Right.
You coward! That call was awesome, wasn't it, Love? For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He answered, we're going to do a hike. Zach, that was great, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about? So that dude, Love goes and gives this guy a 180, dude. Like, right, Love should have been like, dude, it was awesome. I was like a huge proponent for that. I basically gaslit you into doing it, you know? Instead, Love goes, I mean, yeah, for the most part, it was kind of cool. I mean, I guess, you know, because now he sees the rest of the crew is not on Ethan's side with this.
Love? For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He answered, we're going to do a hike. Zach, that was great, right?
Now, Zach has to go, me and Ethan, we're both Jews, right? And, like, you know, we're always trying to be like, yo, the world's anti-Semitic and stuff, right? So if, like, I want Ethan to be on my side and I'm going to be on his side, I kind of got to say yes. Even though I don't want to say yes, I kind of got to say yes, right? So now watch Zach reluctantly agree with Ethan on this.
Yeah.
And Ethan sees it. Ethan's like, come the fuck on, man. Like, I cannot be the only one. Trust me, you are. Okay? Let's give it up for Mr. Ethan. Oh, wait. I almost ended the segment too soon. We got to watch. He like goes back at the crew again because of it, dude. This is actually kind of crazy. Let's see. Watch this. Look, he goes back at the crew like, I'm not even kidding, like maybe 20 minutes later. The whole thing is like done away with and gone. Now the episode's kind of starting to come back. The mood's starting to get brightened up again. Even Dan, you heard him. He said, arguing with you is kind of bringing my mood up a little bit. So we might be back on track here. Ethan can't live with that. He wants to bring it up again. Watch him.
By the way, just to bring the mood down a little bit.
Oh, God.
What are we doing?
I think it's fucking rich for you guys to yell at me. You don't know what it's like to go anywhere in the internet and be called a fucking Zionist Nazi.
Nobody yelled at you.
But
You
I'm
started
saying,
yelling.
like, it's
You
so
started
easy for
yelling.
you guys to be like, oh, you brought the fucking mood down, dude. Like, you're not the one who's being paraded on every corner of the internet being called a Nazi, unironically. So it's not exactly the fucking, like, chillest thing that I would just ignore when I see.
See, now this is rich.
All right, fair enough.
Because
Well,
I'll tell you,
chat was saying that.
Yeah.
that's not what's happening here. The rest of the internet's not calling Ethan a Nazi. They're calling him a Zionist. They're basically using that as a derogatory term because they know that that's what's pretty much going to get under his skin the most. You know what I mean? Like, everyone knows that Ethan's not actually doing anything that like a Zionist would do. He's not over there in the Middle East like hacking off Palestinians and stuff, right? So like people understand that. They're mainly harping on him for that because they know A, it gets under his skin and they don't like it, and B, they don't like him. So they're gonna say, when you don't like somebody, when you dislike somebody, if they, if you wanted to get at them, you would say the thing to them that you know would hurt them the most. That's what everybody online is doing. And the reason why they're doing it is because of who Ethan is. He has done this to himself. He's burned every bridge with every relationship he's had, even when he's tried to make friends with other full-blown communities like Hassan's, like Trisha Paydos's. He's just burnt all those bridges. So it's kind of almost like Ethan has nowhere left to go online. If you think about it, he's kind of stuck in this glass house now. And the reason people are constantly jumping ship when it comes to him is because from that glass house, he's constantly fucking throwing rocks. And, I mean, everybody online, myself included, are just sick of it. So they're going to call him names, but I'm going to tell you right now, I've never heard anybody call him a Nazi. You know what I mean? So I kind of don't know what he's talking about with that. But he's definitely given the crew a good old what for, trying to be like, I think it's rich that you guys like are coming at me with all this shit. You've never been called a Nazi like I have. Watch.
By the way, just to bring the mood down a little bit.
Oh, God.
I mean, I think it's fucking rich for you guys to yell at me. You don't know what it's like to go or anywhere in the internet and be called a fucking Zionist Nazi.
Nobody yelled at you.
But
You
I'm
started
saying,
yelling.
like, it's
You
so
started
easy for
yelling.
you guys to be like, oh, you brought the fucking mood down, dude. Like, you're not the one who's being paraded on every corner of the internet being called a Nazi, unironically. So it's not exactly the fucking, like, chillest thing that I would just ignore when I see.
I don't know, and I'd never heard anybody call Ethan a Nazi, but I'll take his word for it. Let's give a round of applause, the real round of applause, for Mr. Ethan Klein. Let's get ready to spark up this J and turn on a little bit of music, why don't we? You know, of course, at Lost Aux Media, we like to do a little bit of music and have a smoke break in the middle of every episode. And this episode is no different. So, light yourself up a J, have a couple smokes, and get ready for this next segment with me. We'll be getting into Bert Kreischer on Bussin' with the Boys here on Lost Aux Media.
Let me tell you